Hello, my name is Hannah. I'm the rector at Desborough, Braybrook, Dingley and Brampton Ash. And you've seen rather a lot of me over the last couple of weeks in Thoughts for the Day. My apologies for that. There's just lots going on that I want to make sure you know about. So today I want to ask you two questions. The first one is, what is really important to you? And if you're having trouble working that one out, take a look at your diary or rewind over this last few weeks. What is it that's you've spent most of your time on? For some of you, that might be visiting your grandchildren. For some, it might be ferrying your children to club after club and spending time helping with their homework. For some, it might be visiting friends. For some, it might be making sure that week by week you go to Slimming World so you can meet that target. Whatever it might be, try to take note of what it is. What is it that you make sure that you prioritise in your life? That will be a clue for you as to what's really important. As I was reflecting on this question, one of the things that I reflected on was that what's really important to me is I've got a passion to see people come to know Jesus and to be changed by him, to have their lives transformed by him and to become active disciples, because I know from my own experience that being on a discipleship journey with Jesus is what brings me the most life that I could ever imagine. That doesn't mean my family don't bring me life. I promise you that they do, and I love them and I spend time with them. And doesn't mean my friends don't bring me life, and I have other things that are important to me, but that's a real passion for me, and it's been a passion for me ever since I got ordained, actually. But when I came to this benefice, that passion was renewed. I had a real sense that actually what God is longing for here is for people to become disciples, not just people who turn up to church on a Sunday morning, but people who become disciples. And then my second question for you is, who are you becoming? And that, of course, feeds into what I've just been saying. Who are you becoming? How are you changing? Are you becoming more flexible in your older age as you grow up? However old you might be, we all continue to change. Are you becoming more rigid? Are you becoming more resentful? Are you becoming more compassionate? Who are you becoming? And I ask that of myself, and I reflect on my own life, and I like to hope that I am becoming more like Jesus. I really hope I am. You'll need to ask my family what they think, because often it's our loved ones that can see most about how we might be changing. But whoever you might be becoming, I wonder whether you long to be becoming more like Jesus. I hope that's a real priority for you. That's a priority for me. And I try to structure my life, not only my working life, but my life across the board in ways that means I prioritise finding ways to ensure I can be becoming more like Jesus. And I do that in various ways, and I'm not going to share those with you now because I'll go way over time, but you're welcome to ask me anytime. But that leads me into something that we're going to be starting at St Giles in the new year called Practicing the Way of Jesus. And it's going to be a series that lasts for quite a long time. And the idea of it is that it's going to help us, those of us who want to engage with it anyway, it's going to help us to grow as active disciples, people who become more like Jesus. People who get better at doing the things Jesus did because they're being transformed by him. But if that's actually going to happen, then I need to let you into a secret. It isn't going to work. It is not going to work if you just turn up to church week by week. Please turn up to church week by week, because we'll be preaching on it week by week in a way that helps you to begin to see how it might begin to change you. But for it to really have any effect, you're going to need to do some work. You're going to need to put some of the stuff into practice. And I believe, and countless of people before me believe, that actually the only way really for us to begin to be able to do that is to do it in community. Because when we're in community, we can help to keep one another accountable. And actually, being in community and doing it in community can also be one of the most wonderful things as we really learn what it means to begin to grow together as people, to learn to be able to share our vulnerabilities with one another, to be able to challenge one another, to be able to support one another, to be able to love one another. So starting in the new year, we'll be starting this new series, and there will be many groups available for people to join. If you are wanting to say, actually, that is important to me. Yes, I raise my hand to that. It is important to me that I become more like Jesus. Then I really encourage you, please join one of our Practicing the Way of Jesus groups. We might call them Practicing Discipleship. If you're currently in a house group, we're going to be encouraging the house groups to be following the series with us. There's going to be course materials available. You will need to do nothing other than follow the course materials. This is a golden opportunity over the next many months to really begin together as a church to become more like Jesus as we become disciples that are constantly working to change as we allow Jesus to change us, and as we start to practice ways that we live our lives that enable us then to be open to that change. So keep your eyes and ears open. We'll be starting to let you know what groups are available. They'll hopefully be at different times of day and different days of the week. The idea is that they won't ever last more than an hour and a half. So it's not a huge commitment, but it is asking you to say, yes, this is important. I'm going to commit myself to this. I leave that with you. Please think and pray about it. This is an opportunity that I long for you not to pass up, because it's so important to me as your rector. I'm passionate about it, and I would love you to take part. So keep your eyes and your ears peeled, and we will let you know more as the year goes on. God bless.